Hello and welcome to the Minimum Space Railway. In this video we're going to talk about locomotive maintenance. More to the point, more about the smooth running. In previous videos what we've covered or what we've established is that for smooth running you need three things: a clean track, a good controller and a good locomotive. But there's a fourth thing, a very important thing, and that is cleanliness, or cleanliness for a locomotive, that is. It's very important that locomotive wheels be clean. Now, I don't know whether the camera's picking up on this, but the wheels on this locomotive, even though they don't look it, are actually very, very dirty. There's a lot of grease. When the camera's picking it up there, on some of the wheels, you've got a grey sort of like pinstripe lining that is actually greased oil. But yeah, the wheels on this locomotive are very dirty. In fact, in the previous videos it wasn't running very well, it was running quite jerky, wasn't performing very well at all. This locomotive is a Great Northern 060. What region this ran on, I don't know. I don't think there's more videos about it. I think it was a King's Cross pilot, but I'm not sure. However, for the part of the country I live in, this locomotive is very correct, being the Great Northern region, later LNER region. But yeah, very pretty locomotive, like its livery, like its colours, very nice. But it doesn't run as good as it looks. Now, this video we're going to show you how to do it. There are a few YouTubers that do similar railways, new or old, that show you this. But anyway, since not many people are doing it, I'm actually going to go through it with you on how to clean the wheels. This is not as simple as just giving them a rub with a rag. We need to be a bit more sophisticated, a bit, I wouldn't say harsher with our approach, but there are some materials, some hazardous materials that are involved in this video, which I'm going to go through. First of all, keep your hands in the shot. In case you haven't noticed, I'm actually working, well, when I say hands free, I have both hands spare. Previous videos I was holding the camera V-hand. We basically found an old tripod, an old camera tripod. I don't know where the camera is, I suspect it's long gone, but since we use my phone for videos and it would actually be easier to upload the videos from my phone, we've somehow rigged it up to be used with a phone. And just for good measure, I don't know whether you can hear it, we've actually got a train running around the railway, in case you haven't seen it already, which you probably have. We've got the nice BR Green Bagnall running. As you can see, he's running at a nice slow pace. His wheels are very, very clean, they are squeaky clean. That is why he's running at a nice slow scale pace. So we'll have him running just to add to the mood of the video. Right, before my memory runs out or I'll waste any more time, let's get on with it, shall we? Right, to clean the wheels, you can do it as is, locomotive body on. However, it's better just for access purposes to have the body off. The reason why I've chosen this one, well, one, the wheels are dirty, and two, the bodies on these 060s are a bit more tricky to get off than what the 040s are. If you're not careful or a bit heavy-handed, you can actually break off the tabs. The lighting's a bit poor over there. You can actually see that there are two tabs there and there. They are very fragile, so avoid breaking them off at all costs. If you break them off, the body will not sit on the locomotive. It'll basically rattle around your railway and you'll hear it and it'll be horrible. So there's a tab at the back here. What you do is, to get a screwdriver, just push it in a bit. This one isn't as springy as the front tabs, and if I get a screwdriver in here, if we get our two fingers on the wheels and apply downwards pressure, body should come out. There we go, it's popped. So try and do this, we get the hands out of the way. Just very, very careful. There we go. Body's off. Right, we'll set him aside. Set the body aside. There we go. Have it in the shop, look. Yeah. Here is the motor and chassis. Now you see you can get access to all that. If you happen to need to turn the wheels around, all I shall do is just, when the trains run round, is just touch it on the rails. Keep their fingers out of the motor, like so, and just turn the wheels around for you to clean them. Right, we'll go through the materials needed, or tools and materials. You all know what these are, cotton wool buds. You've probably got loads of them in your bathroom. These haven't come out of the bathroom, these are my personal stash. Keep these very, very safe. Next, the main material for this, without this next material, your cotton wool buds next to useless. They will get some of the grease up, but not all of it. And that is lighter fluid. As you can see, many warnings on the back. If you are a young viewer, young meaning at the age of 12, 11, that sort of thing, you will require a responsible adult to buy this for you or acquire it for you, as you will not be able to go into a shop and buy it without being asked for ID. So yes, you'll require the assistance of an adult to get hold of this for you. Now, another warning, lighter fluid isn't just any old fluid. As you can see from the warnings, it's very flammable and very dangerous. It's basically highly refined petrol. You've probably heard the old fellas who used to smoke a lot refer to this as lighter petrol. That's basically what it is. It is highly refined petrol. It's also a solvent. That's why we use it, because it thins and lifts all that grease. Still, the fluid on its own doesn't do the job. You need the cotton wool bud to put in a bit of, I wouldn't say elbow grease, but finger grease, shall we say. But yeah. Another word of warning, you should really do this in a well ventilated area, like a workshop or a shed outside somewhere. I wouldn't recommend you do it inside in the living room or in your bedroom where you've got carpets and well, this grass mat is basically like a carpet, but as I am a responsible adult, I'm careful what I'm doing. I don't spill any of this. I don't spill any of this stuff. It's quite easy to spill, but yeah, I'm very careful not to spill any of it. So yes, we should be using the layout baseboard as a workbench. Probably shouldn't be doing it as well. See, you don't want to flatten all this grass, but as long as you don't keep things laid down on it too much, it'll be alright. Whilst we've got the body off, well, you don't actually need the body off to oil up the crank pins, but whilst we're doing a bit of maintenance, we'll just oil the crank pins. Give you a few tips for them. As oiling, again, there's a right way and wrong way of doing it. If you do it wrong, you just defeat the whole object of this exercise. You'll basically be at square one, if not worse. So we'll get on with it. Got more wood. Don't know if my hands are still in shot there. Probably not. There we go. Hands still in shot. Take on more wood. You can use as many of these as you like. Well, generally one per loco would do. A little off topic, but you can clean your rolling stock. Yeah, as you can see, there's some wheels on there. They are very dirty. But again, that's probably another video for another day. Well, after showing you this, the principle of cleaning rolling stock wheels is basically the same. So yeah, I tend to only clean loco wheels. For some reason I neglect the rolling stock. Some of the wheels, some of these wagons are actually plastic, so with lighter fluid being a solvent, I'm a bit reluctant to use it on plastic wheels. I could change them for metal ones, but they would cost, and what's the point of doing it on a budget if you're gonna spend on changing wheels when the plastic wheels run fine. A bit wobbly, but they're fine for what they are. Right. Are we still in focus? Yes, we are. Hands in the way again. Do apologise. I'll try and keep my hands out of it so you can see what I'm actually doing. Okay. You peel the applicator nozzle up, turn it upwards rather, don't peel it. When you buy this, there'll probably be a seal in the top of the cap, but you'll probably have to unscrew this and just pierce it with something. So you'll probably have that to deal with. Well, yeah, okay. With this, like I say, I'm indoors. Yeah, we've got carpets. I'm on the baseboard, doing it on the baseboard. So, yeah, have to be very careful, and I am very careful. You don't need much. You just need, all you need is just to wet the nozzle, end of the nozzle, and that will apply sufficient fluid onto cotton wool bud. You'll generally notice when the cotton wool bud is full, as you can see, it's changed colour. It's gone from being white to like this watery colour. So, all to do with this, and it also smells as well, so yeah. If you, after doing this for some time, you might start laughing and giggling. If you get to that point, I suggest you stop and get some fresh air. So all we do, important is to get it right into the corner of the flange, because that's where the majority of the grease is. And as you can see, we're starting to get some build up on just that wheel. So the body's off, so that helps us to do this side, top side of the wheel, getting in there as deep as what I possibly can, under in between the coupling rods and the frame. Look, there we go. Now that has made a massive difference. As you can see, that is just one wheel. You can apply some more fluid to the end of the bud if you wish. It will be a good idea since you deposit a lot of the fluid onto the wheel. So, excuse the hands, like I say, I'm going to get on with this before we run out of camera time. Just applying just enough there, just enough to moisten the bud. Right, just going around the wheels, particularly getting it into the corner of where the flange meets the running edge of the tyre, wheel on the tyre on the wheel rather. We'll just run it round the wheel. We're basically covering the whole of the wheel. I mean, there's a small space there where the brake block is. Again, to get around this, I suppose I could take off backing plate, but this is the bottom plate here is what holds all the wheels in. So yeah, I mean, you could actually do this with the wheel set out the locomotive, but we'll just try and keep this as simple as possible for any beginners that may not feel confident with actually taking the whole locomotive to pieces. Also a good idea to actually keep track of what you actually have done, because I'm talking to a camera, I'm actually losing track of it. So I think we've done those two. So on this one you've got traction tyres, so it is not necessary to do them. To be honest with you, I wouldn't do them, really, because they are actually made out of rubber. It looks like my phone has flashed up 5% battery, so we shall get on with this. So yeah, centre wheels, if you've got tyres on them, it's not necessary to do them. I see the screen on the phone has gone a bit dark. I hope it hasn't affected the brightness of the video. Maybe it's just the screen. So we shall find out when I watch this back. Right. So the cotton wool bud is looking pretty dirty. It's not the worst I've seen, it's not the best I've seen. Once the cotton wool bud starts to get to black, like that end is, you should just throw it away and get another one. But yeah, I think on this one, for the sake of saving buds, because I'm a skinflint, shall we say, since children are watching this, tight bugger, whatever. Yeah, we'll just top up the bud with a bit more light fluid. Like I say, all you need is enough fluid just to wet the nozzle of the dispenser. Okay, which one have we done? We've done those two. Just keeping track of myself, because I don't want to do the same one twice and then realise and I've wasted film time and battery. Okay, yes, this wheel is definitely dirty. You can feel the drag of the grease on the wheel. So the solvent's doing its job there. It's thinning it out. But yeah, this is basic wheel service. If you feel confident, which I am, I could have this locomotive to bits and put it back together again. If you're confident, you could undo the bottom plate, take the wheels out and actually clean the pickups. Pickups there. So I'll say pickups on that side. You could actually take them wheels out, take them out from the bottom, actually do the pickups, but yeah, the pickups look dirty, so I'll do them off camera. Or it may be another video opportunity. We'll see. Yeah. A bit more fluid on the bud. Like I say, this fluid doesn't stay in the bud, you often dispense half of it onto the wheel, and because lighter fluid is a bit of a solvent, it also evaporates. The warmer the temperature, the faster it evaporates, so sometimes you have actually got to work quite quickly. Yeah. Now some of these pickup ends are actually exposed, so just running over there, look, I've cleaned it. Don't let the camera pick that up. I'm trying to hold it as close to the camera as I can so you can see it. But yeah, that pickup is actually clean. Another thing worth noting is once the cotton wool bud starts to get a bit soft, I wouldn't use it because you'll then deposit fluff onto parts that you don't really want them on. So yeah, that cotton wool bud is quite dirty, so I think we'll get rid of that. We'll get a fresh one, I think. So I don't think I've gone all around these back wheels actually. So again, just wetting the nozzle of the dispenser is enough to put enough fluid on the wheels. Uh-oh, we have a crash, a bit of a malfunction here. I'm not watching what I'm doing. I should probably just stop the locomotive. Hey, there we go. Sorry about that. Right, where was we? Which is the damp end. That's the damp end. That's damp end. But because we're in, I wouldn't say a warm room, it's actually evaporated off the end of the bud. So if you're working with this stuff in a heated room, warm temperature, either use too much or work quick. I think I've actually done this one because it's turning out clean. Yeah, I think I've actually done this one. Got it stuck there, look. Yeah, I've actually done this one, so it's actually clean. Right. Since the fluid is evaporating, we'll just give a regular top up to it. I don't think we've done this side yet. If we have, are we in shot? Yes, we are. We'll just give a bit of a pick up a bit of a wipe from this angle. Yeah. We're rubbing on that edge. That's a better shot for you. Rubbing on that edge. Right. This edge, does this edge look clean? Have I cleaned it enough? No, it doesn't look as if it has cleaned enough. Depending on the dirtiness, I did that off camera, sorry. Depending on the dirtiness or greasiness of the wheels, you may have to do them twice. If you're recently just acquired a locomotive, the grease build up may take some time to shift. You may have to do this twice and apply a fair amount of solvent, lighter fluid, shall I say. I was going to say lighter fluid isn't expensive. Obviously the prices are going up, as we all know, unfortunately. Lighter fluid probably isn't as cheap as it once was. However, compared to the so-called specialist model cleaning fluids or solvents, lighter fluid is actually the cheapest option. it's basically the same stuff, really. The good thing about light fluid is you can get it in almost every shop. The off license, they will definitely have it. Wilco's will have it. There's a note on this chassis, I've put a bit of paper there, a bit of scrunched up paper, basically to help hold the body on. In fact, I think there's a crack there in the tab, so I reckon that's why I put that on there, to actually act as a spring. So when we put the body back on, I think I'll fold that a few times and make it so the body doesn't come off. Yeah. Okay. I've noticed some of the finish is actually peeled and is actually revealing brass on here. So didn't notice that when I first got it, but like I said, I think I've only cleaned this once. But yeah, that is basically how you clean wheels. Simplest form anyway. Like I said, I could easily take this bottom plate off and lift it, but for the sake of just trying to do a simple video that anybody can do, I've basically just taken the body off. You can do it with the body on. All you would have to do is, once you've cleaned one half, wait for the train to pass. Yeah, see the train. Yeah, like I was saying, once you've cleaned one half of the wheel that's available to you, you put the locomotive onto the track, or put some power to it, and just turn the wheels around so you can get the other half of the wheels. If you was doing it with the body on, I see I've missed a bit there. In fact, I haven't missed a bit. It's where the flanges, where the brake shoes, pads, whatever, brake shoes we'll call them, I think they're called brake shoes, have actually been protecting it. So yes, I can see another bit there. So excuse the shakiness, we'll see how much time we've got on the video. Not a lot of time. So what we do for sake of quickness is I'm just going to go around quick. Apologies if my hands are not in view. I'm going to go around quick. I'm going to find these spots where the brake shoes have covered an area. I think that's an area. That's an area. Right, that's that done. But yeah, put the body back on. Don't leave jobs half done, do we? Put that body back on there. But yeah, that is how you clean wheels simply. No specialist skills required. All you have to do is flip the locomotive off, take the body off if you feel confident enough. A bit lighter fluid. Got more buds. think quickly, whilst we've got the time, I'll just go through oiling. Now we've got one of these needle oilers. If you don't have a needle oiler, a pin, get a pin and dip it in a cap of whatever oil you want to choose, gun oil, 3-in-1 oil, WD-40, whatever. All you need is just a droplet. Droplet of oil. Yep. Like that. Little droplet. That's all you need.